Welcome to Brideworth Conversations. I'm Olubunmi Akinola, a lawyer, yes, but more importantly, someone who believes that the law should never feel like a foreign language to the people it was made to protect. When you know your rights, you're better equipped to protect yourself. Now let's talk about today's topic. Before you accept that job offer, listen carefully. Never sign an employment contract without reading and understanding it. That document could determine your salary, your benefits, your working hours, and even how your employment comes to an end. An employment contract is far more than a document signed on the first day of work. It is the legal foundation of the relationship between an employer and an employee. It clearly defines the rights, duties, obligations, and expectations of both parties. When disputes arise, the employment contract is usually one of the first documents examined by lawyers and courts to determine the rights and responsibilities of each party. In this video, I will explain why your employment contract is a very important legal document. An employment contract establishes the legal relationship between both parties and outlines what each party is expected to do throughout the duration of the employment. Without a written agreement, misunderstandings can easily arise regarding salary, job duties, leave entitlements, bonuses, disciplinary procedures, or termination. A properly drafted employment contract promotes transparency, accountability, fairness, and certainty. For employees, it serves as one of the strongest legal tools for protecting workplace rights. Written under Section 7(1) of the Labour Act, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, every employer is required to provide a worker with a written statement of the terms, conditions of employment not later than 3 months after the employment begins. An employment contract protects both the employer and the employee. It removes uncertainty, creates transparency, and clearly states what each party is expected to do. Without one, disagreements over salary, promotions, leave, or termination can become much more difficult to resolve. Why is it important? 1. It clearly defines job responsibilities. One of the most common workplace disputes occurs when employers assign duties that were never agreed upon. An employment contract clearly outlines job title, position, department, reporting line, primary responsibilities, expected performance standards. This prevents situations where an employee is forced to perform duties completely outside the scope of the agreed role without proper negotiation or compensation. It also allows employees to know exactly what is expected of them. Secondly, employment contract protects salary and other financial benefits. Every employee deserves clarity regarding compensation. A properly drafted employment contract should specify monthly salary, payment dates, bonuses, commissions, allowances, overtime pay, pension contributions, health insurance, leave allowance, other employee benefits. When these terms are clearly documented, employers cannot arbitrarily alter compensation without following the agreed contractual terms. Thirdly, it protects employees from unfair changes. Sometimes employers attempt to change employment conditions after an employee has resumed work. Examples include salary reduction, longer working hours, increased workload, removal of benefits. How employment contracts safeguard employees' rights. If these issues are governed by an employment contract, the employer generally cannot unilaterally impose significant changes without following the agreed procedures or obtaining the employee's consent. Employment contracts provides job security. Although employers have the right to terminate employment in accordance with the law and the employment contract, they must comply with agreed procedures. Employment contracts often state notice periods, grounds for termination, resignation procedures, disciplinary processes, dismissal procedures, redundancy provisions, exit obligations. These provisions help ensure that employees are not treated arbitrarily or contrary to the agreed terms. Employment contracts protect leave entitlements. An employment contract usually specifies the different types of leave available to employees, including annual leave, sick leave, maternity leave, study leave, public holiday entitlements. This provides certainty and helps employees enforce their rights when necessary. How employment contracts safeguard employees' rights. Employment contracts clarify working hour states, daily working hours, weekly working hours, break periods, weekend work, shift arrangements, overtime policy. This helps employees understand their obligations. Before signing any employment contract, employees should carefully review the following. Salary clause, confirm amount payable, payment frequency, bonus structure, and deductions. You must know your leave entitlements, confirm all leave benefits and eligibility requirements. Termination clause is very important. Pay clause at this period, salary in lieu of notice, grounds for dismissals, a confidentiality clause. Understand what information must remain confidential and for how long. Is rule in terms of duration, geographic scope, and the activities it restricts. You must know the employer's disciplinary process and before disciplinary action is taken. Remember, your employment contract is more than just paperwork. It's a legal document that protects your career and your rights. Always read every clause carefully, ask questions where necessary, and seek legal advice before signing. I hope today's Brideworth conversation has helped you better understand your rights under the law. Remember, legal knowledge isn't just for lawyers, it's for everyone. Because when you know your rights, you're better equipped to protect yourself. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs this information.